time has come for me to face my nemesis. This is a car I have repeatedly clowned on, and one that I described as the worst car in the game. Today we're going to be reviewing the police Lexus LC500. I'm going to hate every moment of it. I would be astonished if when I changed this to full white, because I can't do that in the museum, that someone could tell the difference between this, the Lexus LC500 police car, and this, also the Lexus LC500, but not the police car. So it's already a ruined limited before we even get started. You know, like limiteds that look really close to shop cars. It's already terrible enough as it is, to be honest. Just you wait until I get started on it. So, the legendary Lexus LC500 police car. Well, not legendary. More infamous. Infamous for my repeated bullying. I have a go at this car all the time. And that's because of, well, a little bit of childhood anger. See, around the time when the LC500 came out for the first time and cost $1 million, I had, well, about $1 million. 1.25 million to be precise. And I could have got one of these. The glorious 2017 Ford GT. A great car. Love it. But instead, me being me, I decided to go for the cheaper car. And it's not even on the first floor, I hate it that much. I decided to go for the limited, because it was cheaper, and ended up with this shitbox. What we have here is a Ford Crown Victoria police car, released in the same update as the LC500, but for a mere 26 grand. Lovely and cheap. And what I'm going to do is drag race it half a mile. Completely stock, as it would have been then, because this was the old map. Engine upgrades were just a wish. And you'll note, it's fairly rapid. Up to 122 miles an hour. Good value for money. Doing just under 17 seconds in half a mile. Not bad. And here's the almighty Lexus. About to do the same half-mile drag run. Again, completely standard as it would have been back in the day of the update. I hate this car with a passion. And off the line, you'll note, it's pretty slow. It is gaining on the Crown Vic's time now that because it's got the top speed advantage. But seriously, 0.6 seconds difference for an extra 1,474,000, or about, you know, 150 Crown Vics, well, 140 Crown Vics. So if you've got 1.5 million to spare, why would you spend it on this? Nail the point home. Here's the Porsche 935. 100 grand cheaper. Let's just see how quick it is compared to the Lexus, which should obviously be so much faster for that extra 100 grand. And you'll note that it's already ahead of the Lexus at this point, right off the line, for a time of 12.7 seconds. Again, why would you buy the Lexus? But hey, I get it, you know. Limiteds are always really expensive compared to their performance equivalents in the shop. So, here's a performance equivalent. They're next to each other in the shop. In the car storage. The Dodge Viper ACR. So let's see. Which one's faster? The Japanese rear-wheel drive Brute? Or the American with a massive engine? Place your bets in the comments. I think it's pretty obvious. Oh, look, it's the Viper. Ahead by 2.5 seconds, which is massive. So, I think you can see why I hate this car so much. This might all have been forgiven if it was a nice car to drive. Well, here's a mountain road, and in true Japanese style, let's go toge racing. Off the line, just about. Don't get me started on the gear problem, we'll talk about that later. Oh look, handles averagely, but feels disgusting. Like it's very boatish and bloated. Not nice. You turn in and you're like, well, there's quite violent juddering from the rear end. And it rolls too much. The handling, like turning wise, isn't too bad. It just feels disgusting. What a horrible car. I get it. It's not supposed to be, you know, a little Japanese toge racing sports car. It's supposed to be a cruiser. Oh no. Oh no. It's terrible. Aside from the fact it takes multiple millennia just to get up to cruising speed, it's incredibly easy to lose all of that. Really good. I wonder what this puts me in mind of. It doesn't work as a muscle car, doesn't work as a GT car, doesn't work as a sports car. Oh yes, I know what it reminds me of. It's real life forebearer. The Lexus SC430. Like fucking father and like fucking son. Great. Well, it's Japanese, it's rear-wheel drive, and it's relatively powerful. Maybe it's good at drifting. Please be good at drifting. I've never actually drifted this car, because we didn't do drifting back in the day when it was released. Turn in, handbrake. Oh, it's spun. And hit a momentum wall. Great. Handbrake. Too much. Not enough. Light bit of handbrake. No, it doesn't turn at all. Heavy bit of handbrake. Come on. And it's got a momentum wall on it as well because of the gears. Great. So it can't even drift. A massive part of Japanese car culture it can't do. That was a half decent drift actually. Okay, so every so often you can put in a half decent drift, but that's just because of its Japanese blood. You know, they probably wouldn't be allowed back into Japan if it couldn't drift. So it just does it every so often. Aren't you brilliant? Well, maybe there's one last salvage of hope for this thing. Does it look good? We could find it's like the Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione is in real life. Looks gorgeous, drives terrible, is terrible. No. That grille is disgusting. The headlights are just awful. The wheels are way too flashy and childish. And the body looks like every single other Japanese coupe. You know, the Supra, the Toyota MR2, even the AE86. Oh no, wait, because it's a Toyota as well. Actually, that makes more sense now. Also, I love how the wheels are, the spokes kind of look like spanners. Just like the person that bought this thing. Well, I suppose this is mandatory with all cars that I review now. We've got to do the track lap. I'm not excited for this one. I will be surprised if we have to use the brakes at all in this thing. Maybe for skid corner, but that's about it. Because it won't be going fucking fast enough. Rev it up. Look at the suspension not sag because it doesn't have enough power to make it do that. And it feels boaty through the corners. Oh, we had to lift. Whoop-de-doo. Jesus. Yeah, no, we're going to have to brake for skid corner. Did feel like it was going to oversteer through there as well. Like, I felt a weird flick in the body. It was bad. And across the line at 145 seconds. For a £1.5 million car. Or 1 million if you bought it originally. Dear God, this thing's terrible. Look at it. Standing amongst some absolutely giant police cars. This little Japanese pile of crap. This is why I keep it on the top floor. Because it's probably worth as much as the cars down here. Maybe more than the R8, but it goes on the top floor so I can hide it. Anyway, if you are really mental enough that you can't wait for the LC500 police car to come back round in another limited sale, allow me to suggest an alternative. As a reward for nearly fully completing one of the 3 base dealers, you get access to this bad boy, the LC500 Standard, which is actually a little bit better than the police car. You get a wide body. You also get 2 custom wings. I have it as the ducktail, but you could also have it as a kind of cool track wing. Very nice. You don't get access to 2-tone paint, but here's the thing. For an LC500 police car, you're looking at around, £1.5 million. For this, it's just 202 grand. Plus, 85% of the base dealer. But I reckon that's much better value for money. Or what you could do is you could, again save up about 200 grand without having to buy one of the base dealers up to 85% and get a Mustang. So, if you want a limited with 2-tone paints, cop lights and more, buy a Ford Mustang Shelby. Thank you for watching. Now do you understand why I despise this car so much? Also sub, please.